Hello, everyone. Daniel here from the Next Issue Podcast. Today we have an advanced review of a new comic book by Kyle Higgins. It's called Ordinary Gods by Image Comics. This is illustrated by Felipe Watanabe, colored by Frank William, and lettered by Clayton Cowles. This issue will be available for purchase on July 7th, 2021. So first, I'm very thankful that we were able to preview this book. I have been looking forward to a lot of this stuff ever since I saw a few articles on like Sci-Fi Wire and CBR, places like that, where they were announcing that Kyle Higgins was writing a book or another book for Image. Now, if you're familiar with Kyle Higgins' work, uh, currently there is another book called Radiant Black that just recently came out, also written by Kyle Higgins, that I really think it's doing very well. But back to Ordinary Gods, I wanted to go ahead and just go over the main story here, the synopsis, and then we'll talk about what I thought about the book. So, on another realm, 13 gods ruled over their various territories until 5 of them led a revolution against the one king, leading to an endless cycle of war, death, and rebirth. In our reality, Christopher, a 22-year-old who lives a fairly normal life, he works at a paint company, lives with his parents and his 12-year-old sister, Brianna, and he attends therapy. However, Christopher is secretly one of the 5 gods, and he has to unlock his power in order to save the world. So, the the book starts pretty quickly. Like, we hit the ground running. We don't know what's going on. We're dropped into the middle of the story. Actually, dropped into the middle of 2 stories, really. We have the Ancient Other Realm backstory, and then we have the current story of like what's happening on Earth, or at least what are people on Earth doing in search of these gods to activate their powers. Um, so it really feels very fast paced, which I find very enjoyable. I really like when a story just kind of drops you in the middle of something, and you have to kind of buckle up and brace for impact. All this is just really highlighted by the amazing work that Watanabe and William are doing on art. Um, like, the book has moments of violence. The book has moments of action. The book has like just confrontations, but also has very slow moments. And I think between going back and forth between those two things, you can definitely get a lot of like the art really plays up to that, especially the coloring. Like, the more quiet, darker scenes, uh, and then we have action pieces like this one where things are going on and we have up close shots of the characters. um so there's really a cool distinction between what's going on with Christopher, who is like the synopsis said, we have a whole scene of him being in therapy, which is a lot more calm, but it gives you a lot of insight into Christopher's character. And then we have all this stuff when we go back and we remember, or at least we are shown what the gods and their realm was like, which is more gritty and violent, and you can see explosions and stuff. So that distinction really makes it easy for the reader to understand which story or which part of the story you're kind of following. As far as the story overall, I don't want to go too much into any details because I believe this is better experience like if you just read it. There are some We get some information very quickly about a lot of different aspects. We get some reveals and a lot of stuff that kind of set up the book. Uh, you know, so that kind of hooks the reader. At least it hooked me as the reader. Um, there's still a few things that I'm not super clear on. I think the book has done a good job into building this world, but obviously there's only so much you can do in one issue to really expand your world. This is a oversized issue. It's 34 pages, I believe. So yeah, I think the premise of the 13 gods that kind of have now come to Earth to relive their cycle of death and war and rebirth and all that. I think it's pretty interesting because you're putting that now in a contemporary setting. One of the gods not knowing that they are who they are, reciting in Christopher. I think that's pretty interesting as well. And then, like I mentioned, you get to know more of Christopher's family, and there's some reveals there. And then we get introduced to more characters as well that have this knowledge, but they don't. They may not be. They just kind of be like. I guess they're kind of like maybe servants to the gods. Um, so yeah, it's very interesting. If you like action, if you like fantasy, if you like, I don't want to compare this directly to anything else because I don't know that I've read anything else exactly like this. It feels a little like a really action-packed Wicked and the Divine, only in the fact that gods are kind of like in this modern world. Really, other than that, there's really not a lot of parallels there. At least not for now. Maybe once we get into the characters. But yeah, this is interesting. These are all gods that, as far as I know, are not based on any mythology that I'm aware of. So if you know anything more about that, you can feel free to drop it in the comments. But overall, I really enjoyed this book. I'm really thankful. We have issue 1 and 2, so I'll be reading number 2. I didn't want to read it in advance to make sure that I didn't want issue 2 to maybe influence my review of issue 1. So, but I'll be reviewing that as well. So keep up with the channel, subscribe there, and you'll see that in the reviews. But yeah, I give this a 4 out of 5. I definitely recommend it. Go pick it up. Go check it out. This is gonna be a book that's definitely worth you picking up as an entry point to see if you want to get into something new. And Kyle Higgins has been doing some amazing stuff. Like they've been doing great stuff forever, as far as I'm concerned. Even from their superhero work, Power Rangers, and then like I mentioned, the more recent Radiant Black. So I think firing on all cylinders here. So yeah. Anyways, I think that's gonna be it. That's, like I said, thumbs up. Go get this book tomorrow on July 7th if you're watching this on the 6th when I'm putting it out. But if not, go pick up the book anyways. You can find that at your local shop or on Comixology or wherever books are sold to you. So thanks everyone for watching. Remember to share, like, subscribe, leave us a comment with what you thought of the book. And then stay tuned because, like I mentioned, we have issue 2 that should be out sometime in August. So we'll put a review out then that we also got in advance. So thanks to Image Comics and Kyle Higgins and the team for sending that over to us for review. And yeah, thanks everyone. Have a good one.